getting ready for that season opener is exciting, but it also has some little trip ups coming along with it. We got that news yesterday that John Emery won't play. I know Armoni Goodwin is doubtful, and Joe and I are going to talk about the backfield in just a second. But before we do, make sure you hit that sub button. We're trying to grow. We're headed to Chicago this weekend to get some coverage of the AVP Chicago Open with our girls Taryn and Kristen. But in order to make sure that you guys get a lot of content, a lot of good content, we need the support. So hit that sub button, help us grow. John Emery not playing for the third consecutive season opener. What is going on? I know Brian Kelly told the media he won't play, but didn't explain why. I mean, it's been grades. In 2021, he missed the whole season for grades. He missed the season opener last year for grades. Is it again grades? I know he missed spring practice, was it?
Yeah.
Working on his academics. He was able to come back for camp. But now we find out days before, which again, maybe it's to keep the other team or FSU off their game a little bit, not know what's going on. What is going on?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. He didn't release all the information, but I do know that out of that Onyx set that Mason Smith is being suspended for, I think John Emery had cards in there as well. Not saying that was the problem. Right. Not saying that's like why he's suspended, but given the nature of how they're handling it, I don't know. It could be a potential reason.
Well, that's the thing. When you don't tell the public the reason, here you go with all the speculation. Is he suspended?
Yeah, right.
Is it grades? Is it behavior? We don't know. And I don't know that they plan on coming out to say anything about it, because I feel like Brian Kelly would have said something in the presser like, hey, he's not going to play week 1 because of this. It was just, we're proud of him, but he won't play in week 1.
Yeah, he just said he's unavailable.
Which is not great news, especially considering Armoni Goodwin is also doubtful from his injury. Do you remember what the injury was?
He tore his ACL last year.
Yeah. It's related to the ACL tear?
I would imagine.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
So now you've got John Emery and most likely Armoni Goodwin not able to help out in the backfield, leaving you with Josh Williams, Noah Cain, Logan Diggs, Kaleb Jackson.
Potentially Kaleb Jackson. Yeah, he balled in camp. And so I don't know. Look, if he's a big play type of back, that is something that separates him from the rest of the backfield. So going to be hard to keep him off the field if that's what he is.
I've seen a bunch of different depth charts that have put Josh Williams as like RB1, but I've also seen other ones where you've got more from Noah Cain or Logan Diggs. What do you think that backfield's going to look like? Do you really even know going into Sunday?
Yeah, in terms of like depth in like where they rank in the depth chart, no, not necessarily. But
game 1.
Yeah, I feel good about it. As in terms of like what they did last year, they're all super reliable backs. And again, if Kaleb Jackson does provide that big playability, look, even Noah Cain, there's reports of him running 22 miles an hour in practice. Like, so if he's got that top end speed now, then yeah, it could be really dangerous considering the depth that we have.
Right. I think we're lucky that we have that depth, because losing 2 running backs right before the season opener, a big season opener, a top 10 matchup season opener, is not great. But I'm not completely devastated because of the guys that are still going to be able to play. And I am curious to see who kind of takes on that lead role in the running back room. We're going to break down the game more on Saturday. Actually, like I said, we're headed to Chicago. So tomorrow's going to be a very early travel day out of New Orleans. And we'll be at the Chicago Open covering some of that most of the day. If we can get the content or get a Valley Vision show out to you tomorrow, we will, but it's looking like it'll be Saturday. Joe and I will go through the whole preview of LSU versus FSU and give you everything you need to know, whether you're placing bets, just watching the game. We'll break that down on Saturday, so make sure to subscribe again.